Growth often comes when you least expect it to. The following day that I took a step back from that relationship, that I ended that relationship, I received a scholarship opportunity. Literally the next day. Things are now clicking because I'm doing it for my child. I'm like, wow, maybe I needed this, and it's never too late. You are now listening to Season 3, Episode 9. Welcome back to the Real Confessions Podcast. I'm your host, Aida Osuna, and I'm glad that you're here. For those that may be new, I'm a first-generation college student and creative. I'm also a single mother of one, and here I showcase my journey of navigating the academic world, navigating the corporate life, navigating my journey as a creative as well. And I also showcase other stories of other creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners, and first generation individuals. I showcase their stories as well. So I'm really glad that you're here. And today we are going to be talking about pursuing higher education as a first generation college student, as an adult, as a non-traditional student. So this episode was actually inspired by a recent achievement award that I received at my college. And for those that don't know, I did enroll back into college at the age of 25 years old. I am actually 26 now, second semester of college. But yeah, it's been a journey. And this award actually came during a time where I was really contemplating if this is the right path for me, if this was what I was supposed to be doing. Like, enrolling into college as an adult and mother is no small feat. And so I was really contemplating really hard on myself, really doubting myself academically. Like, I've never been a person that has been good at academics, but this award was the Carl D. Perkins Achievement Award. And like I mentioned, I was feeling down, and randomly I went to go check my bill box and I received a really fancy envelope. And I'm like, let me open this envelope up. And I see it's an invitation to a honors luncheon where they, give out awards, have a nice lunch. You can network and connect with other students and staff and professors and presidents of the college and everything like that. And the award that I won was the Carl D. Perkins Achievement Award. And this award recognizes a student in a career or technical program who has outstanding academic achievement and who has overcome obstacles in order to obtain an education. And I was saying to myself, boy, have I overcome obstacles. My whole life was full of obstacles, is full of obstacles. I'm 26 years old. I'm a single mom. I'm navigating the corporate world. I'm navigating the creative world. I'm navigating now the academic world, and I'm going to continue pursuing my education. And not only I'm navigating all of these things, but I'm navigating also my interpersonal relationships, my community, and all of these different things. So it's a lot. So receiving this award and attending that honors luncheon and being able to be recognized in front of other high achieving individuals and students was a great feeling. And so I want to create this episode to encourage others that may be contemplating on their next move, or maybe in the thick of it like me. Like, I'm in college, second semester, balancing work and motherhood as well. You're in the thick of it and you may be doubting yourself. You may be thinking and contemplating, is this worth it? Yes, it is. And it's very cliche when people say hard work pays off, but it's really true. Now, we don't work hard to be recognized, but we work hard to grow, and we do appreciate getting recognized. We do appreciate when other people give you flowers, when other people see the things that you have been through to achieve what you want, to be able to accomplish those goals. That is a beautiful thing. And so I wanted to share some of the things that really helped me, and I want this to be a conversation. Now, so award and the ceremony process is nothing new to me. Thankfully, thank God, praise God. This is my second award event. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, when I do receive awards or when it's like an achievement like this, I tend to downplay my journey. I tend to downplay that achievement. Like, is this really that important? And yes, it is that important. So that takes me to point number 1, is that don't downplay your accomplishments. Don't downplay the journey that you've been on. If someone congratulates you, that's huge. That's amazing. If you receive an award, that is huge. That is amazing. If you receive a raise, no matter how big or small the raise may be, that is amazing. So learning to appreciate, even though we are our biggest critics, you're speaking to here and you're listening to someone that is very hard on themselves. I show others love and compassion, but when it comes to me, I'm like, Ada, you got to do better. Do better, go harder, because yeah, that's me. But I say this to myself, and I also say this to you, is that be kind with yourself. Be graceful to yourself. Show yourself compassion and love, because it's important to do so. And when other people recognize you, bask in that. Don't downplay it. Don't say, oh no, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, because if it wasn't a big deal, I wouldn't have had to, figure out my outfit for the event and make sure that I show up on time. And, they had assigned seating and it was in a nice little banquet hall. And the leadership of the college was there, like the president, vice president, public relations director, my professors, counselors. Like, if it's not a big deal, then all of these people would not be in here. If it's not a big deal, certifications and, photos and the press, like, if it's not a big deal, none of that would have happened, So not that we need justification to things being a big deal, but look at the facts, look at the evidence, It's like, if all of these things are happening, it is a big deal. And even when those things are not happening, like even in the small acknowledgements, it's a big deal. And so that's point number 1. Point number 2 for me personally, as someone that's navigating the academic worlds and corporate worlds, and that's actually achieving and excelling, is that growth often comes when you least expect it to. At least for me, I received that letter in the mail when I was going through a dark time, not a really dark time, but going through a moment where I was contemplating, if college is the right move, if it's even worth it, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And like I mentioned, I checked in the mail and I received that letter when I needed it the most, when I needed that confirmation. That's why I'm a big, firm believer in the idea that growth comes when we least expect it to. Because let's be real, we are now, by the time that you listen to this, it may be already May, but currently it's April 27th of 2026. And this month, if I am being transparent, has been like a pruning season, just in time for like spring cleaning. Like, spring is here, and how you do spring cleaning, like your closet, your home. I've been doing spring cleaning with like my life. I recently stepped away from a relationship that I thought was going to be my last relationship. And that was something that took strength. And I will talk and dive deeper into that in another episode. But I wanted to share this because it's part of the testimony, is that when you walk away from one thing, when you are obedient, because I prayed to God on this matter and it ended up playing out exactly how God wanted it to. Not how I wanted it to, but how God wanted it to. And so I am now single, which was unfortunate and very disappointing. And the following day that I took a step back from that relationship, that I ended that relationship, I received a scholarship opportunity literally the next day. I broke up with this person on Monday. Tuesday, I received an email. Ada, congratulations. You've been awarded the Pearson Ranger Scholarship, and that scholarship is also for single mothers, which we'll talk about in the third point. But I say this to say that when one door closes, the other one opens. It's not to say that I'm not grieving that relationship and that I don't care, but when one door closes, the other one opens. New doors open. And I would say this is like pruning season for me. And this is a season where I'm asking God, like, show me what aligns, what serves you, show me what you want for me. Show me the relationships, the career, show me all of these things that you want for me. And if I'm currently doing something that doesn't align, if I'm currently doing something that is not what you want for me, remove it. That prayer is a little bit scary because God will actually remove those things when you least expect them to. So to circle it and bring it all together, growth occurs when you least expect it to. And don't expect for growth to always come when you're at your high. Sometimes growth comes when you're at your low. And I truly believe that is a way that God is reminding us to continue moving forward, to continue pushing through and persevering and being resilient, to continue doing it and going after what is best for you. And that is point number 2. Point number 3 would be to utilize your resources. And I wouldn't have been able to, have a GPA, literally an A GPA, while balancing a corporate job, motherhood, and even my creative projects and being involved in school. Like, I don't only just go to school and show up and leave. For those that don't know, I'm actually involved in the school. So for the television club, I am the communications director / community builder. So I handle communicating and making sure that everyone is up to date on what's happening. I am also part of the production team. So currently we are doing it's called EdFest at school, and it's showcasing the communication arts department. And I am one of the hosts as of right now, but I'm also involved as like a student ambassador and all of these different things. I'm also part of the Latino Alliance Club, which it's a club of not only Dominicans, but a lot of Dominicans, Latinos, basically, from all over, all different backgrounds, all different ages. And we come together every Wednesday and literally just chat. I've been also building relationships with the students in the audio engineering department, and I've been recording songs and collaborating with other individuals, other students on their projects. And so it's been a beautiful experience. And it's not only about showing up and leaving, it's all about showing up, doing the best that you can, going above and beyond, getting involved, and utilizing your resources. And I would say that utilizing your resources is really important because, as you've heard, I'm part of many different things. I'm involved in many different things in school and outside of school. And so to be able to achieve and to be able to show up effectively, utilizing your resources, like asking for help, utilizing benefits, government assistance, counselors, peer tutoring, like utilize the resources that you have. If there is a resource, if there's an event that's offering a service for free or discounted or something that you may not have been able to afford or may be able to achieve on your own, if you're able to maybe apply for scholarships, talk to people and let them know like your story and stuff like that, like honestly, it helps and it makes a difference. I wouldn't be able to go to college if I'm not utilizing like SNAP benefits and, like Medicaid, like stuff like that. As of right now, I cannot afford like $1,000 of groceries each month. Like, do y'all know how much Josiah eats? And I eat a lot too. But my son is 6 years old and eats like a grown man. I just needed to say that. So I'm super grateful. Do I expect to be on these type of things forever? Absolutely not. Like, that's not what these resources and these things were created for. Was created to leverage. And this goes for all type of benefits and assistance. Like, these things are to be used as tools and not like as the end all be all. And of course, if you have a disability or you're not able to work, or, I am not disregarding those type of situations. Absolutely not. But if you are healthy and able to work and able to pursue an education, or you're able to start a business, or you're able to create something of your own, create stability and legacy and generational wealth for your family, why not utilize the resources that you have to be able to grow? And so I really encourage, if you are a parent, I really encourage, if you are struggling with your finances or your lower income and you don't come from a wealthy background, or parents that have money, like you don't come from money, to utilize your resources. Don't be too proud. Don't be too, shy or discouraged or bashful to seek help. Utilize your resources. And even if, one resource may not be for you, there are so many resources. I know for me, I live in the state of Pennsylvania. I live in northeastern PA, and we have fun where you can call and get connected with someone from, I believe the United Way runs this, not sponsored or anything. It may be different in your state, but look it up. And usually there is a line where you can call and obtain resources. You let them know your situation, and they connect you with organizations and places that are able to provide you with the tools and the things that you may need. Utilize your resources can also look like getting diagnosed as an adult. So something that I'm learning with my son, because Josiah actually has an IEP, which, for people that may not know how the education system works, an IEP is a individualized education plan. And I'm not an expert in this, but I know because my son has one. It helps with tailored education. So my son struggles with speech and language processing. So that is what the IEP is for. And so they assigned him a speech therapist that works with him one-on-one to help with his articulation, pronunciation, to help with being able to assist him with language processing and development. And, I even pushed for having another evaluation to see if we can maybe get him occupational therapy. And so I'm doing this for my 6-year-olds, and an IEP stays with you throughout your academic journey. We got the IEP when my son was in kindergarten, or actually pre-K, but it carried over to kindergarten. But let's say when Josiah's in middle school, when Josiah's in high school, or even college, that IEP is on record. And of course, it changes over time. You may not need any additional resources and things like that, but it helps you to be able to have a tailored education plan for you to be able to succeed. And I wish I had that growing up. My parents did not really know how to navigate the educational system. And so by doing this for my son, I'm actually learning that I can apply this as well. So I realized that I do have tendencies that are tied often to ADHD, like rereading things and not really comprehending what you're reading. That is something that I struggle with. Being distracted and procrastinating and not really knowing when to start, being overwhelmed by so many different tasks. A lot of these signs that are usually tied with ADHD, I experience. And so perhaps if this was taken care of in high school, elementary school, I would have had an easier education or academic journey. But because I am figuring this out as an adult and things are now clicking, because I'm doing it for my child, I'm like, wow, maybe I needed this, and it's never too late. I am actually considering getting evaluated and taking tests to see if there is something wrong with me, or not even if something's wrong with me, but if I have been dealing with something all of my life without realizing it. You can be high achieving and still require additional resources. May it be additional test time, or may it be having someone that you can work with one-on-one, or whatever the case is, that IEP is there to help you. My last point on utilizing your resources would also be maybe checking out to see if your campus also has something. So my college actually has something called the Keys program, which I am part of. And if you do qualify for TANF or SNAP or your lower income, these type of programs pay for car repairs. They do mileage reimbursement, like to and from school, stuff like that. So it's really, really beneficial when you are someone that doesn't come from a lot of money, or when you are a first generation college student, or when you are a single mother like myself studying. I happen to be all of these things. So if you are someone that may not really know how to navigate your academic journey, maybe consider leveraging and utilizing your resources. I know for me, it's been a game changer. So yes, these are the 3 points that I have. So utilizing your resources, not downplaying your accomplishment, and being reminded that growth comes when you least expect it to. All of these things, I would say, have been helping me be successful in college and, in my career and all of these different things. I can definitely dive deeper into this, but I just wanted to share that I really love this season that I'm in. Like, I'm in this academic era. I'm in my academic era, and it feels amazing. It feels really good. And I love the fact that I'm learning and I'm diving deeper into my craft. For those that may not know, I mentioned this in other episodes, but currently I am in college studying broadcast media, specializing in audio and video communications. When I do transfer over to the university of my choice, which I already have it in mind, but we make our plans, the Lord determines our steps. Y'all know how that goes. But when I do transfer over, I plan to study communications and design with a minor in management, because I want to intertwine. I love the business side, and I love the creative side, and I love the communication side, and I love the design. So I want to be able to combine all of them to then go into roles like executive director, communications director, like those type of roles is like what I would like to get into. I would love to get into like corporate communications. Like, being in the corporate world now is like, I love it. I love it. I love being able to navigate certain systems. I love being able to go to events and dress up. I love being able to grow within my career, learn more skills, like all of these different things. So I say this all to say, and I say this to encourage anyone. If you're in college as an adult, as a non-traditional student like myself, keep going, keep pushing. Let's get this bag. Let's get this degree. Right now, I'm getting my associates and then getting my bachelor's. We'll see about the master's when we cross that bridge, when we get there. But even just being in college right now is an accomplishment. And I'm patting myself on the back right now. And you should pat yourself on the back too if you're considering it, if you are in college or you're about to graduate. That is huge. And I know May is coming. And so graduation, usually May, June. So if you're listening to this and you are graduating, congratulations. I am so proud of you. You've made it this far, and it's only up from here. May God continue to bless your journey, your academic journey, your career. May you be able to find work in this workforce and in this job market. May God cover you and bless you always. Congratulations. That is all that I have. If you wanted to be able to share your story, or maybe share some tips and tricks or your experience as a student, or if you have any questions, feel free to call the Real Confessions hotline. I would love to hear from you. Also, feel free to share this with a friend who may be in college or considering. Share this on your story so this can help other people. Feel free to also leave a review on wherever you may be listening, maybe YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow the podcast so you won't miss when a new episode drops. And I also just want to say thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate you being here. I am your host, Aida Osuna, and I'll go ahead and catch you in the next one. Ada out.